Hey, good morning. It's Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona. Brisk morning. Kind of cool today. We had a storm system blow through, and it was 87 on Thursday and only in the high 50s on Friday. And the weekend's been cool all day too. Went to the ATV training course my wife took on yesterday morning early, and it was pretty chilly out there, but we got through that. She passed with flying colors. We're now certified ATV operators, both of us. So that was fun. I wish we could have spent a little bit more time out there, but we got through it. And just kind of hung out the rest of the day. Didn't really do much of anything. The other day I'm out for a ride. I went to the swap meet this morning. Total bust. Nothing there but junk and overpriced stuff and stuff that I didn't need. I'm sure there was some good stuff there, but nothing on my list of things I was looking for the Sportster. And so that and people who think they can charge new prices for used stuff, you know, I just had to laugh because I do educate myself. I know what things cost. So you people trying to do that, have fun loading it back up to your car, because nobody's going to buy it. So anyway, I was thinking today, well, I'm right here out in the breezy, cool morning here. What Harley Davidson, new versus old? I know I've had a lot of Harleys, from shovelheads, Evos, Sportsters, both Ironhead and Evo, both solid mount, rubber mount. I've had an FXR, I've had baggers, I've had Dynas, I've had Softails. And what do you think is best, new or old? A twin cam versus M8. I know that's quite a debate these days. Starting with the M8, I've had two versions of the M8. I've had the 107 and the 114. The 114 is just a monster motor, and it has potential to make a lot more power even. And the 107 is honestly more than enough power to get you going. And technologically, I think they're advanced. They're smoother than the previous generation motors, the twin cams, and pretty awesome motors altogether. Some people don't like them because they don't rumble around and shake and do all that the older ones did, and you know, and I can appreciate that. You know, the Sportster to me feels more like what I've had over the years. You know, it shakes around at idle because it's rubber mounted, and it's got some vibration. It's loud. It's a little rattly, you know. I mean, not rattly like it's going to fall apart, but you know, Sportsters do make some valve train noise. Anybody that has one knows that, especially if you're in the heat, the hot parts of the country. You know, Dynas versus Softails, that's another whole discussion. The Dyna has an incredibly loyal following, and to be honest, I really miss Dynas these days. Last time I had one was in 2018, and I had a Street Bob, 15 Street Bob with a 103 motor in it, and wow, that was a good motor. It was definitely not as sophisticated as the M8 motor. It didn't make as much power. The twin cams have this penchant for running hot, and I can assure you, out here in Arizona, you definitely feel the heat. I mean, it would get so hot you couldn't put your leg against the primary cover on a warm day. It was so hot. So when you were at a light, you definitely kept that foot up at a light. Now, that said, I've had both. I've actually had the 88 and an earlier bagger that I had, a 2004 bagger I had back in the day, and I had a 96 and a 2007 Street Bob that I had. It was an awesome bike. And the 103, I had a couple 103s actually, and I think honestly, in the twin cams, as far as the 103 is a very torquey motor. I don't think it's the fastest thing in the world, but they can also be tweaked to make more horsepower. The 96 to me, I think, was the best twin cam. It just had a sweet motor in it, and I never had any trouble with my 96-inch Street Bob. Save I had a sensor go bad, but that was a $40 part, which is another story. $40 part that cost me $100 because yours truly broke the fuel line moving the gas tank, and I had to buy a socket to get it out because I had everything but the right size socket. But that was another story that I've related before. I guess it's a matter of preference. There's a zillion of those twin cams out there. The 88s had some issues with the valve train, with the cam box on them, and while I didn't personally experience that, I had friends that did, and there was a fix for that. The 96 came out and with the new hydraulic cam chain tensioners, and that fixed that problem for the most part. Some people had sumping problems. I never experienced that myself. They were all extremely reliable. No real trouble with any of them. And so, you know, if I needed to go back in time, and if I could pick one bike to ride for eternity, I think I would probably have that 96-inch Street Bob, and that would be the one, you know. And again, it's your you know, preference. The chassis on the Dynas seems to fit me better, and I think the pinnacle of that that particular line of bikes was the 2016-2017 Lowrider S. It had some really nice stuff on it, and a good bike, and they're holding their values. All Dynas are holding their values really well used. I mean, some of them are selling for more than they cost new, you know, even stock, and so that's one thing. I know there's people that are into Sportsters, and I think hands down the rubber mounted Sportsters are far better than the old ones. I've had both, started out on one. When you get into baggers, it's a whole other world. I'm not going to get into too much because I've had an Electric Glide Standard, which was a great bike. It had the 88-inch motor in it. It was a little doggy. It was a 5-speed. It was a little doggy, loaded up, going uphill, and it ran really hot too. And then I had a Street Glide that was a 96, and the 96, it ran pretty good. It was all right. It was a good bike. Just wasn't me. I just didn't really like the bulk of a bagger, and that's just a personal thing. It had nothing to do with the bike. So I rode a Road King for a while, a twin cam Road King, and it was a really nice bike. Again, just wasn't really for me. I got kind of talked into that, and I'm sorry that I did. I'm grateful for the experience of having owned one and knowing a little bit about what I'm talking about with the Road King. They're immensely popular as well, and they're a great bike for people who want them. So, I have not ridden the Pan America. I have not owned an 883 Sportster. I've only owned the bigger ones, the 1200s and the 1000s from the old days. I haven't ridden a Pan America or a Sportster S, and I don't think I will ever own one of either. The Sportster S is just kind of the ergonomics are just too weird for me, and while I appreciate the technology and the job that Harley's done on it, there's a market for those, and the people that want them will buy them. And the same thing with the I'm extremely impressed with the Pan America. I think they've done a tremendous job in an already tough market for those. I mean, the competition had it pretty much nailed, and they broke into that market and hit a home run right out of the gate. So but they're too tall for me, even with the technology that lowers them at light. Is still too tall for me, and honestly, I wish I could ride one and be comfortable in it, but I just don't think that I will. So, all that said, anyway, I would love to hear your comments, and and I know that this could be kind of a polarizing conversation, so I will take everything as it's given. And if you're a diehard Dyna guy, well, I get you. And the guys that like the new M8s, well, I get that too. And if you're a dyed-in-the-wool Sportster rider, well, you know, I really understand that as well. So the baggers, I know what you're doing, I know why you got them, and I can appreciate that. So I'm not trying to be everything to everybody, but you know, there's so many choices out there, and that's a wonderful thing. So you get a few minutes and you're watching my video and you want to comment on what your favorites are and how you feel about it, I am happy to read them. And this is Randy T-Bird out here in chilly Arizona this morning. It's chilly but beautiful. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you, and try to do my best to get to every comment. And if I did get another troll here a week ago, but you know what? Yeah, they're easy to deal with. You know, I'm not going to get in any arguments with anybody over there. So, no politics, and I don't engage with trolls. So, anyway, this is Randy T-Bird out in Arizona. We'll talk to you again.